We are live on another Thursday night here in the D. This is the Academy Sports Show coming live from the Academy Sports Show studios. You see the banners, you see the trophies, you see the medals. This is what we do, and we appreciate you guys being with us tonight. If you're listening via SoundCloud, make sure you follow us that way, or the iTunes app on your iPhone. Follow us, search Academy Sports Show, follow, subscribe to us, and then share us to your friends. And then the greatest mode that you can get in touch with us or watch us or communicate with us as we record live is the YouTube. Academy Sports Show is the name. Search our faces, like our faces, subscribe to our faces, and trigger that bell. That way you get the notification every time we go live. It's usually a Thursday, or it could be a Friday or a Saturday. You never know. So when we do go live, you want to be the first to know so you can get in the comments and say, "Oh man, Dre, you are absolutely right." And I'll be like, "You know what? I am right. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that validation." I'm your host, Andre Douglas. Sitting next to me is your host, Joel Williams.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Man, nice little quick session for you tonight. Got a couple of things we want to talk about. So it's still a slow sports season. We're not going to be our typical sports show and talk Tom Brady all night.
Oh, dang,
we talked about it already.
Jeez.
All they talking about right now on all your live sports radio. What is he going to do? What is he going to do? Listen, man, March the 18th or whatever date free agency opens up is coming. We'll be able to discuss that then. Tonight, just want to cover a couple things. Be a different kind of sports show. So we're going to talk a little bit of cannabis tonight.
Oh,
all right. A little topic out there.
The wonderful.
KD brought it up. Hey, man, lift the ban, the usage issue in the NBA. New collective bargaining agreement in the NFL is looking like that they're going to just about allow players to smoke, do all that. It won't be a part of their testing process. Other leagues have looked at it. Let's talk about that. Should it be a part of sports? Does it have a place in sports? If it does, what's your opinion on it? Plus, a little back and forth between Harden and Giannis. Is he real? Are we pump faking here? Are these fighters or are they lovers? What are they? You know how the NBA is. Some of these guys are tough, and some of these guys are tough. So Giannis or Harden has some things to say, and Giannis has some things to say. I almost gave him a little bit of opinion. We're going to hold it, and we're going to get into that. What do you think? Is there a debate? Not only that, but we're going to give you our top 5 players in the NBA right now. Our opinion, as always, you know how we do here on the show. If you want to say something, make sure you comment in the live feed. You know we'll shout you out. Plus, we'll talk back, and we can get into a nice little debate. Dre has a curveball for us tonight as well. I might have one too, actually. We'll see. It's 8:10 on a Thursday in a D. Welcome to the show. We hope you enjoy.
All right. So we love our sponsors here at Academy Sports Show. AcademySportsShow@gmail.com is the place you want to go if you want to get in contact with us personally, whether you just want to be a sponsor, contributor, or just say what's up. We appreciate the show. That is the Gmail to hit us at. But our sponsor today is Mike Vaughn's Plumbing. Both licensed and insured. Vaughn's Plumbing provides top quality services at great prices. Whether it's getting up to cold waterproofing or daily home services, call the man
313-304-7786.
VaughnsPlumbing.com gives you area of all the gives you a map of all the areas that they service as well as the services that they provide. But we suggest you call the man
313-304-7786
because that man right there is the real MVP.
All right.
So we heard Joe talk about the whole cannabis thing. The CBA is trying to ratify a new CBA for the next 10 years, and they're trying to change some of the cannabis or marijuana language in there regarding the suspension or regarding fines. A lot of players are advocating the use of marijuana not to be dinged on it like an opioid or a performance-enhancing drug, not on that same level. And then Kevin Durant on the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, he was saying that the NBA should take that out because a lot of guys, use it as a healing agent. We all know, the back and forth of the marijuana discussion, of the cannabis discussion, of the healing agents, the powers that the flower has. But we also know, some of the side effects and will it deter or hinder our athletic idols to the fact of what would that product be on the field or on the floor? Will it enhance? Will it hinder? Can some people perform? Will some people, So it's a lot of questions, right?
Right.
So and then two, as men of, that lead young men into the football field, and got sons and daughters who are athletically capable of doing great things. We just want to have the discussion, like where do you see this going? How do you think it'll impact, and how do you think it'll change from the youth level moving up? Because we usually tell our just tell the kids going up, like, hey, stay away from it, stay off the weed, man. So this is an honest discussion that we can have moving forward. What's your first thoughts?
Well, I think that I think you have a couple of different angles here. The challenge here is that there's this idea that there's a recreational use, and let me first qualify this by saying I'm not a user, so I'm not coming from experience on this.
Okay.
But there's this recreational approach, and then there's this medical approach.
Mm-hmm.
So what we know from a sports perspective is that athletically, there's evidence to support that this helps from a recovery standpoint medically with football players especially,
mm-hmm.
right? So right now, one of the things in their CBA is getting it ratified, and it's the element of being able to use it as, and I think this is the question: are you using it recreationally, or are you using it as an assistance to your recovery, or
mm-hmm.
an assistance to a blow to the head, a concussion, an assistance to
instead of taking pills or drugs or
right.
shots or injections,
becoming opioid, an addiction to opioid.
Yeah.
You're using something that is considered, as most would say, as natural,
mm-hmm.
as a plant, right, from the earth. So I think that's where you have to figure out, how do you draw that line? I am not a fan of my professional players that I like to watch and play being high while they're playing, and whatever effect that may have on their ability to execute.
Mm-hmm.
I think we know that the side effects, or the effects of it when you're in that state, are not always conducive for you to be moving at a fast speed,
right,
and executing at a very high level, as these athletes do on the basketball court, on the football field, whatever. So I am in support of it being used to help these guys and not letting them be addicted. I think I don't support if everybody's going to say, well, I'm glad, and there's going to be, right? There's going to be a pocket of athletes that go, yes, now I can use it.
Right.
And I'm not using it for medical, I'm using it for recreation.
Right.
Okay. So if your performance lacks, if it drops, then you deserve whatever comes to you for that consequence of your need to use it. I think if we keep that line drawn, it allows us as teachers of the game to young people to still contend that the best way to go about it is do it in a pure way, and not in a way that you need this to play. That's not the purpose. If the idea that at the professional level is going to be used as a healing agent, as an assistance to a healing agent, well, we're not dealing with that at our level. Mm-hmm. So I don't need to have that discussion. But if guys start playing high and make it okay, then yeah, we're going to have to start talking to young people about whether you agree or not that that's the way to go about it. So what I hope that it doesn't become is, oh, yay, let's just use. And really those that are fighting for it not to be an issue, that it be because you use it as a part of your process to recover.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I don't know how that can be implemented just for that, right?
Right.
If you open it up and be like, the head trainer only is allowing player 4, 7, and 5 to do it, and everybody else isn't, do they still get dinged on the, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, he's legitimately hurt. He legitimately can use the team's cannabis. Like how far is this gonna go? Like is the franchise gonna have its own strain?
Right.
Like is it like you can just smoke in a locker room? Because I see guys taking advantage of that. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
Like come in the locker room, reeking and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Like this can open up a big like firestorm of what exactly is acceptable and what's not acceptable, the etiquette of it, and just moving forward from like you said, just being role models to the fans and the kids that's watching them. Like, man, my favorite player just said he plays high all the time. So what does that say for me trying to emulate him? I mean, I get to play high all the time.
I hope that professionals understand their position in the eyes of young people. Mm-hmm. That okay, it might be okay for you guys, but that's not something you broadcast. And again, I think these are our opinions, right?
Right.
I don't know that there's a right or wrong answer. I'm sure somebody who regularly smokes it and uses it to its advantages has a great argument on the other side of this. Yep. I think that I would say I'm not against it being allowed, but to your point, and I think that's what I was trying to say too, is you're not going to control this. Mm-hmm. So you can say all day player A, B, and C are getting the Colts weed. Mm-hmm. Well, players D, E, and F are on the Colts. They got some at the crib, and they're going to smoke too.
Right.
All right?
Right.
Because the bottom line will be you can't test. You're not testing it. Mm-hmm. If you're not testing for it, it opens up the door for everybody to use it whenever they want to use it. Mm-hmm. What this is going to boil down to is the responsibility of the players involved.
Right.
And please understand, my wife and I were talking about this the other day. Please understand, you smoke it and they cut you, just like just like at my job, just because it might be recreationally legal in the state of Michigan,
right,
doesn't mean you can come to work high.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean you come to work smelling like weed. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, please believe that these corporations, which are football teams, have the right to decide whether or not they want you on their team, and you're not going to be able to claim discrimination from it. So this is a slippery slope that the leagues are heading down by allowing this, because some of y'all will push, hey, it's healthy, it's this. Okay, I get it. No addiction to this painkiller, no more cortisone shots and this and that. I understand.
Yeah.
But I know some people that do it because they just can't, like every day. I got to stop and pick up one and smoke one.
Yep.
And that's a different
As soon as I
story.
wake up in the morning, that's the first thing I do for my team.
Right.
Yeah, and I hark back. So I listened to that Megatron podcast when he was on Takeo Spike's podcast, Ripping the Lions. And, he said he played most of the latter part of his career high, right? He would go smoke, put up 200 yards receiving, and then go home and smoke some more because everything hurt. Right. I understand that. You don't want to be shot up with injections and take all these pills and have all these after effects and things of that nature, just playing devil's advocate. And, your contemporaries are telling you about this thing and it's working, but you got to do it in secret, and you got to make sure you don't line up when you have a drug test and, they're coming after your pockets and your career. Some guys' name got tarnished just because they couldn't stop smoking weed.
Gordon, Josh.
Some guys quit the league in the NFL because they love smoking weed so much. You know what I'm saying? The cat from a couple years ago.
See, that's the stuff that I don't understand, bro.
So, it looks like that is where we're trending, right? And nobody wants to be the old fogey in the room and say, you young whippersnappers, you shouldn't do that. But at the same time, like you said, just the optics of it, I have to explain to my son, you have to explain to your son, your daughters about, if you want to play at a top level, then your mind should be clear. Like you said, you got two nephews they're on the cusp, right? Of making that next step. But it was always preached to them to do everything as clean as possible. Don't ruin your body. Your body is your meal ticket. Don't do anything that can harm you moving forward.
Right.
And now we're getting to a point where their favorite athlete is doing it. The league they may enter in one day allows it. It's just, maybe it's just beyond us. Maybe it's just one of these things where we just have to live and react in the moment.
Well,
we saw Deion Waiters take an edible and he couldn't play the next day because he got too high.
And he sucks too, by the way. So, I mean, but so case in point, right? You see that happen. So the message that I'm giving to my kids is simple. Like I'm still preaching that same message because when I was growing up, you could come home and say, and your parents said, well, why did you do that? You said, oh, well, such and such did it. If they jump off a bridge, you go do it. You know what I'm saying? So the message I'm preaching to my kid is still the same.
Yeah.
Keep it pure, do things a certain way. Because what we know for a fact is what we're talking about is we know that people perform at the highest level when they're pure, when they put the right things in their body, when they take care of their bodies, this and that and the third. We
Clean
know
conscience, everything.
What we also know is that they have scientific evidence to support that cannabis can help in the recovery, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no evidence out there supporting cannabis helps you perform at a high level.
Yeah.
It's talking about recovery. Now, players are choosing to go at the high to perform at a certain level with cannabis in their system. There's your choice, okay? Like literally, that's going to be your choice. But the message I'm going to preach and hope that my, nephews and hope that my son and our, my nephew, your son and daughters, there's a pure way to go about it, and there's a way to recover properly too.
Yeah.
That doesn't have to be. And so I think we're walking a thin line here because I think some of the people who want this just want to smoke,
mm-hmm.
and then some of the people who want this see that there's a benefit to not being addicted to all the other things. Unfortunately, you cannot have one without the other. So you're going to end up, there's always going to be a flip side to everything, and you're going to end up in that situation. But just because you look on TV and see your favorite player does it, it's important that we educate our young people on what that means.
Yeah.
Okay? It doesn't mean that you should go out and do it that way because there's no one way to do this. You can perform at a high level without smoking weed.
Yep.
Just like a person who says they perform at a high level smoking weed.
Yep.
And I would still argue the faster downfall comes from the person smoking it than the person not smoking it.
Yeah. And like I said, at our level, at the youth level, this requires more coaching on our end now. Because think about the steroid era and how that just kind of tarnished the whole generation of baseball, and they had to reach down to the youth level and say, hey, you guys don't do it like this. These are downfalls of steroids. These are things they can do to your body, long-term effects, things like that. I think us as coaches, you see, especially with a kid the ages that we coach, once a door is cracked for them a little bit, they're gonna take it, right? It's like, oh, hey, coach, my OBJ smoke. I'm not saying you do, but you know what I'm saying? That's my idol. He smoke. I can smoke too, coach. Like this, it's all good. No, bro, you're in high school.
Right.
You're in middle school.
Right.
This is different. They're on a different level than
you.
They're there already.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That doesn't mean that you go out and start at a young age and thinking you're going to make it to that level.
Right.
You should use everything in your natural ability to try to get to that level. And then once you're an adult, nobody can say nothing to you. You can go about however you want to live your life.
Yep.
But I think that's the backlash of it, because these kids now that smoke and take the drugs or steroids and do the stuff in middle school and high school. Now let's not be ignorant to it. These kids are doing stuff in middle school. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
In middle school and high school, they're gonna take advantage of those situations and try to present those arguments to try to justify their behaviors. And I think that might stunt some future athletes, moving forward, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a bad to everything. What's up, Ryan? There's a bad to everything. I mean, it's and there's no way to 100% stop it. All of us have a responsibility to instill values and things into the athletes that come before us. And then, you just got to put the right stuff in them, and you hope and pray that the right stuff stays in them. And it's not even to say that it's wrong. It's just that, like you said, to understand when you get to the league and you're making $900,000 a year as a rookie, or you're making, $2 million a year. If you make it 5 years into the league and get your big contract, and you're making 10, 12 a year to do your job, man, like you said, you're an adult. You want to spend your money on that? That's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
The consequence of it, and it's important for us, I think, again, help, because we talk to our kids and our nephews and nieces all about the consequences of your actions, right? So you can't look up I tell my son this all the time. Don't look up after the fact and go, well, I ain't really. Yes, you did, because we talked about it.
Yeah.
Right? We told you. You continue down this path. Here are your options. Here are your options. But you become an adult and you make that decision. In high school, you do it, get kicked off the team, get kicked out of school. Because just because they're going to legalize, they might legalize this in the NFL, doesn't mean it's legal for you to do it in high school.
Right.
And y'all doing it. So you get tested, something comes up, you get caught. You can't, OBJ does it. Not saying OBJ does, but you can't throw that out there. It's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse.
Because if you're running and doing it and you're sneaking and doing it, then you know what it is. So it's just important that we all hold people accountable, hold our our players responsible, show them the way. That's our job. And then when you become a professional and you're in a league that allows it, it's on you. You succeed, more power to you. But if you don't, and it's because of that, I'm sorry. It's the same as when there's a ban on it. Josh Gordon, same thing. He can't stop. But the league is telling you, you need to stop.
You need to stop.
Y'all can argue after they legalize it. Oh, what about the Josh Gordons? It wasn't legal then.
Right.
So the bottom line is you need to stop. Now, he's got some other things going on. So prayers and stuff go out to him. But those are examples of when you get penalized, you got to change what the rules are. It's just like you can't show up to an employer like this. It may be okay for you to drive down the street with it in your car now.
Right.
But you can't show up to the employment like that. So at the end of the day,
you're on a different level than an athlete.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Than that multi-million-dollar athlete.
Exactly.
Like I said, it's legal here now, right? Like we all can smoke it now recreationally if we want to.
Right.
I just went to a job interview and they told me I had to pee in a cup within 72 hours of the job offer. I peed in that cup with the most confidence ever.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know I'm good.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Just because I can don't mean I should.
Exactly.
Because I know in the real world what my goals and expectations are as I move through this world, I'm going to need to do some stuff, and it requires me to pee in multiple cups.
Exactly.
So why fret over something? Why
man.
take that day of joy or whatever, that euphoria that it gives, just for, and then I got to sacrifice other things. I got to be panicking and other things like this.
Finding a way to subvert the test, right?
Gotta find a way.
Start drinking that stuff. Flush your system.
So I thought this is a discussion that I think we can continue to have over the years because it's going to be ever evolving. I think it's going to be hard once you open that door and crack the door open. I think it's going to be hard to regulate certain things. And I think guys are definitely going to take advantage in a negative way.
Yep.
But I do understand the positive recovery ways, to move forward with it. But I just don't want to be sitting in a game and watching this dude play and be like, this dude high.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't want that either. But probably it'll be there. It'll happen.
We'll see.
It'll happen.
All right.
It's going to change.
All right, and then another thing that's been in the news as such, James Harden has been in the news. He was in Rachel Nichols asked him, how'd you feel about Giannis not picking you in the All-Star game, because you don't play defense, and Giannis taking it a step further, which he probably didn't have to, saying whoever James Harden was guarding was the person that was going to score the ball. And, James Harden went back at him, well, every player should feel like they're the best player in the league, right? So that's how Harden felt. But he also felt like, man, if I was 7 foot and dunked all the time too, anybody can do that. Well, I play with skill. He's just 7 foot and dunks. So, I want to get your initial thoughts on that whole back and forth, but then we can go to our top 5 in the NBA because the last couple of years we did our top 25. Didn't do it this year going into this season because the football season was so good. But let's first that back and forth, and then let's pivot to the top 5.
Man, listen, James, why are you mad?
Ooh,
James, come on now.
He can't be mad.
This is the thing. I'll be wondering.
Okay.
You mad, bro? But you don't play defense. You don't. You don't play defense. The Rockets don't play defense. Y'all trying to play small ball and outscore everybody. You don't play defense, but you mad, bro. And then we hate on the young man. You throw the little hate shot. Okay. So to me, Giannis is telling the truth.
Giannis is telling the truth.
You don't play D. Now, you mad because the game plan was what it was? Sir, that's not the first time. I'm sure that's not the first time in the pregame locker room talk up on somebody's whiteboard was go at Harden. He don't like to defend.
Right.
I'm sure there's a coach or coaches out there that part of the scouting report is get this guy tired on defense, make him defend. You take his legs from him, shoot. This is what I'm saying. Like, let's just bring it down to simple man's terms. But the ego got in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Pride steps up and so you throw a shot. My thing is,
you don't think Giannis was a shot first? Like he can't.
But here's the thing:
defend himself.
You asking Giannis a question.
Yeah.
Giannis gave you a true answer.
Yeah.
Right. That's what they said. That was the plan.
That was the plan.
So is it a shot or was it just a plan?
It's a shot in the plan.
Exactly. So now, because it is a shot in the plan, my next question becomes: so James, if that's not true, sir, defend.
Mm.
But no, you of course your pride, you're gonna take a shot back. I hear you, I get it. But it was a shot because it's a true shot. That's like I'm really not trying to take a shot at you. I'm really just telling the truth.
Sure.
Okay.
And it hurt a little more.
And it hurt because it's true, right? That's why it hurt. So at the end of the day, Giannis is fair. Now, bruh, the 7 foot, I thought that was petty. Because the dude is an unstoppable force. And his game right now is definitely what he does in the paint, right? The jump shot's not the best jump shot. So 100% there.
But it's evolving.
He's
trying.
And he definitely put together an MVP season last year. Let's not be mistaken. And the man might win 2 back-to-back.
Which he took from Harden. So there's some extra
salt.
There's an extra layer of salt there.
Which to me is why it makes it petty.
Okay.
For you to take that shot, Harden.
Okay.
Because you went after a guy when his game is evolving. He's doing what he's doing. When you first came to the league, you wasn't the current Harden that you are either. Let the man develop his game. He knows his faults. He's working on that. So I actually like how Dan Giannis says, hey, man, we're not going to do the back and forth. We're going to continue to play ball. This man's the best player on the best team in the league record-wise. I think he has a right to say what he has to say. Yes. Yeah. Stick that in there, Doc. You can get caught. You can get caught. You can get caught on the show.
Specific.
You can get caught in the mic.
Real specific there.
Say it. Put it on tape.
All right. Well, yeah, I enjoyed the back and forth. I think the league needs more of this. Like, I like when the top players kind of go at each other.
Yeah, it's definitely a friendly league.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, come on, yeah, let's have a little battle. Let's have a little fight here.
A little old school.
I like it. I like Harden's barbs. I think Giannis went a little too far with the whole, all-star thing. Like, he didn't have to give away everything. But, Harden's still cold, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't take that away from him.
Don't take it away from him.
Don't take that away from him, but you don't defend, bruh.
You don't defend, but he has manipulated the league into being the league's leading scorer. Like, he's used every trick in the book. Like, the man he nice. He's just one-sided.
Okay,
that's
so we agree. We agree 100%. I don't want to diminish the man at all.
Okay.
The barb, the shot over the bow,
okay,
was a fact.
Okay. Well, let's see where these two guys end up on our top 5 list.
Okay.
All right.
Top five.
Top 5. Normally we do a top 25.
Ooh, this is gonna be tough. I feel it already. Currently,
right now. So that
right
includes KD, Steph, Kyrie. Those guys are out because they're injured. They haven't played. They have no, status right now. Talk about right now. Who's the top 5 players in the league right now as we speak? All right, as we speak. All right.
I'm having a brain fart.
God.
Oh, never mind. Okay, wait. Let me. I gotta write my. I got.
You want to go back and forth, or you just want me to do the list? You do your list, or how you want to do it?
Do the list like we always do.
What does that mean? Go back and forth?
No. Whole
Let's
list.
do the whole list? All right, I'm going to do my whole list. All right, so 1 through 5, these are my top 5 players in the league right now.
And we're doing 1 through 5, meaning your 1 is your number 1.
My number 1 is my number 1. My number 2 is my number 2. At number 5, here's my curveball. You ready for my curveball?
Yeah.
At number 5, I'm going with Luka Doncic. No response. I'm going with Luka right now. I'm going with Luka right now. He got the Mavericks in playoff hunts. This boy is cold. He's the coldest player. He's just, man. But listen, don't look at me if you ain't seen no Maverick games. Don't look at me if you ain't seen no Maverick games.
No, you know what?
That is cold.
Let me let you finish, because what I need to find out is who you put. So your next 4 will mean a lot, because then it'll say who you didn't put on the list is who your curveball was in front of.
Okay.
That I might have to argue.
Okay.
But before I begin to yell and scream,
okay,
I gotta hear other 4, because you might be justified.
Okay.
Because it's a curveball. I get where you're coming from.
All right.
But let me hear who you left off your list. That might tell me why we want to have a discussion here.
Okay, I'm cool with it.
I still gotta get my 5th.
So I got Luka at 5. At number 4, I'm going. See, this is hard. 3 and 4 is hard because I know who's better, but I know who's playing better this year.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with who's playing better this year in this instance. Okay. Don't talk to me about 1 and 2. But in 3 and 4, I'm going with who's playing better right now. Okay. So at 4, I gotta put Kawhi. Okay. I gotta put Kawhi at number 4. He took some time. He's taking these games off. His team isn't ascending as much as we thought the Clippers would be ascending at this point in time. But he's still cold. He's still the robot. He still get to the baseline, turn around, jump shot. When I see Kawhi Leonard play, I think of love in basketball. Well, old girl is in her head. Suck up, dribble left. Come on, dribble left. Oh, she went for the steal. That's what I think. That's what I think Kawhi Leonard does in his head. Gotcha. I'm going to the baseline. I'm dribbling left. Oh, he got his hand on my hip. Okay, I'm gonna back him down twice. Went for the fake left. Go right. Pull up. 2 shots. All right, try back. Let's get back on defense. All right, we're going on the rotation right now. That's what I think is going on in his head as he plays basketball. But I dinged him a little bit because he hasn't played all the games that number 3 has played, which is James Harden. I'm going James Harden number 3. James Harden played all year, only took a couple games off. Oh, God. Got the Houston Rockets in contention.
We have trouble, ladies and gentlemen.
Got the Houston Rockets in contention. I'm going James Harden. A lot of people don't like his game. The old heads don't like his game, but you got to respect his game. He is a league leader in scoring today. 35 points a game. Most of you see says McGrady and Jordan. This guy is an absolute baller. He's doing it year in, year out. He's the worst cover in the league. He can get a foul on anybody. I'm going James Harden at number 3. At number 2,
Luka Kawhi Harden.
At number 2, like this is splitting hairs right now. It's so close. It's so close to me. It's so close. But I gotta put Giannis at number 2. I'm putting Giannis at 2. I want to put him at number 1. I want to put him at number 1 because I'm on this Bucks train right now. I want to put Giannis at number 1, but I respect the King. So I'm putting Giannis at number 2. He's in the East. He gets knocked for that, just like how LeBron used to get knocked for it. I'm an equal opportunity knocker. I'm not just going to forget all the stuff that LeBron went through.
Oh, God, I'm hurt.
I'm not going to forget all the stuff LeBron went through in the East and all the stuff that they said about him and, him playing in the East and all this other stuff. So Giannis got to get the same knock. He got to get the same knock. He's dominating the East, but you still get the same knock because number 1 is the King, LeBron James. Lakers are number 1 in the East, the hardest conference. Still doing his thing, leading the league in assists. West. Leading the league in assists. Diversified his game, even catering to AD, but still, we all know who the best player on that team is. If he goes down, that team struggles. So my list goes LeBron, Giannis, Harden, Kawhi, Luka.
Sir, so I wanted to make sure I shut my mouth to let this go because I need the same respect when I go to my list.
Okay.
However, let's talk about your list real quick.
Okay.
Sir.
Yes.
You left off.
Yes.
Oh, no. That curveball was disrespectful.
Yes.
Luka is
a beast.
A dog. Okay.
He's a beast.
He is a beast.
I want to watch Dallas Maverick games.
Sir.
Bro. 22 triple-doubles.
Such an emotional pick.
Only his second year in the league and already leads the Dallas Mavericks in triple-doubles over Jason Kidd. When I saw that stat, I was like, dog, you feel like Jason Kidd played.
You are so emotional.
Okay. All right.
Like, that was a heart pick. You picked with your heart.
Luka is a beast, bro.
You are enamored by Luka right now.
He's a beast.
He is.
He's one of the top players in the league right now.
To a top 5 player in the league. How could you? How could you?
Get it off your chest.
Who's at number 6?
AD.
You are so disrespectful. You are so disrespectful, bro. I knew you were going to say that. That's why I asked that question. Because you knew saying that was going to fire me up. That's why you called it a curveball. Unacceptable.
AD has never ascended past the first or second round by himself.
Don't call playoffs.
Okay.
Luka ain't been there. Don't call the playoffs.
Okay, all right.
Don't call the playoff card.
This year, without LeBron James, Anthony Davis has yet to carry the Lakers. That's all I'm saying. Without LeBron, they look stagnant. AD's missed some games due to injury. So has Luka, so I can't take that away from him.
Thank you.
But my main thing is when KP's not in the lineup, Dallas still wins and Luka still gets triple-doubles. When LeBron's not in the lineup, AD struggles to get the ball. That's all I'm saying. All right. That's why I give Luka the edge right now of the 5 best players right now today.
If you listen to us live right now, or you listen to us on the podcast, live right now, put it in the chat. On the podcast, comment, send us a message, let us know what you think. We're going to put this clip. We're putting this clip on IGTV so we can hear from the people. Okay? Here's top 5 players in the league right now. Let's run them off one more time. Dre, your top 5 in the league right now.
Bron, Giannis, Harden, Kawhi, Luka.
All right. Y'all heard it here. I will digress. Get off my box. I ain't going to call it soapbox. I'm going to give you my top 5. Luka at 5.
And say it how you got it written down, too. Don't be.
Say how I got it written down. Say how I got it written down. At number 5. Okay? And let me just start right here. Luka's not on my list.
He should be.
He
should be.
At number 5.
Killer.
At number 5. Top 5 players currently right now in the league. My number 5 is James Harden. Okay? My number 5 is James Harden. Yes, scorer. We know. Prolific. We know. But right now, I could argue. So let me be clear. I'm giving him this off of history. Because I could argue right now that Russ is the man on that team right now, bro. Russ is the man on that team.
He wasn't the man.
Hey. I ain't talking about what. We ain't talking about running. We talking about right now, okay? So I just want to say, I'm giving you your props, Mr. Harden, on your historical context of what you do, okay? That's you at number 5. I'm letting you hold that spot because of your past as well
that
as
don't sound
your
like
current.
Respect to me. Nothing about his whole biography of being at number 5 was all disrespect.
If I can throw a curveball like you, then that's where I'm gonna throw the curveball. Harden not on my list. I can put a Luka on my list, bro.
God.
At number 4, this man, actually to the reasons that you gave, number 4, this man, put him here. Injuries. That team out there out west, to me, they haven't lived up to the hype yet. We talked about that previous weeks on the show. But he's still consistent. He still carries them. And come playoff time, It's going to be slow. It's going to be methodical. It's going to be boring as ever. He started out in the league with the most boringest team in the league. And so it fits the mold, but none other than the machine himself, Kawhi Leonard. That's my number 4. Definitely docking him for not being as impactful as he has been in the past with the Raptors and the Spurs. Yeah. But you still got to respect it, and the Clips are going to be a hard out in the playoffs. Number 3 for me, this is where you have 2 players that play together, but this dude is outscoring the man that I have higher on my list. And he was a dog with his former team.
That's because the man was feeding him.
Everybody wanted him, and he was a baller. And there have been nights where the Lakers have won games, okay, because of this man. And the King was on the court with him. But you got to give it to that night was all because of this man.
Because LeBron had 10 assists to him.
AD. Hey, you got to make the shots. You got to put the ball in the basket if you're AD. You got to score the bucket. This man putting up almost 30 a game, doing his thing. You got to get a man his props. Number 3 in the league right now for me is AD. And it is the reason why the Lakers are where they are because of these 2. He's part of that reason. Number 2. Now, this is where it got tough for me, and I'm going to give it to you like it's on my list. I'm not going to change anything. But at number 2, I got to go with the King, bro.
Oh, you dropped it.
I got to go with the King at number 2. Because, yes, has his game evolved even more in year 17? Absolutely. Is he the bread? Is he still the spoon that stirs the butter in LA? Absolutely. Is he the cog to the engine? Absolutely. All those great things? Absolutely. I've never been an Eastern Conference, Western Conference type guy. I hate that argument because I don't like penalizing people for who they play. You can go back and check my record. I hate that argument. When LeBron was in the East, I hated that argument.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to knock him for is he there or boost him because he's in the West. They're the number 1 seed. He's carrying that squad, and he's putting up bang-up numbers for his age, where he is in his career, and the fact that he has another bona fide star on his team. He's making that team function. They would not be anything without him. Number 1 for me has to be Giannis. I seen him in person.
Kumpo.
And listen, the jump shot is it's damp right now. It's not wet, but it's damp. And it used to be dry as ever. It used to be a desert when it came to the jump shot. Now he's developing, he's evolving. All right. Next evolution is going to be, can he get over they crowd the paint on me in the playoffs and I still carry my team?
You got to be knocked down.
But the numbers this man is putting up and carrying his team, we're talking a possible 70-win Milwaukee Bucks team. And let's call it what it is, people. That would not be anywhere close without Giannis on that squad.
No, the best team in the league, Doc.
All right. So, right now. So, that's my top 5. Giannis at number 1. Bron at 2. AD at 3. Kawhi at 4. Harden at 5. Luka, you can ride the 6 spot. But there's no way you're on this list right now.
Listen, you talk so much trash. Okay.
You
talk so much trash about Luka not being on the list.
Right.
You don't even want Harden on your list. You can put Luka on your list right now, and you will have no qualms about it whatsoever. You didn't even say anything nice about James Harden. You put him on your list because you felt like you had to. You have no nice things to say about James Harden.
Okay.
So you can bear me about putting Luka on my list, but he deserves to be on your list too because you don't even want Harden on yours.
Okay, you could try that. But I really don't know if I even put Luka at 6. I gotta think about 6 through 10. I don't know if I put Luka at 6. But
big.
You're right. I didn't really give Harden much love at 5. Because like I said, I could argue that Westbrook is the most dominant player on that team right now. But just to be standoffish, I'm not putting Luka on my team.
Thank you. Hey, I respect that.
Okay.
That is what I do respect.
I do own up he's a dog, but he don't get top 5 for me yet. This brother ain't even.
But you just put people in front of him and they don't deserve it.
And then on top of that, he's on, what were they, 7th place in the West?
6.
Ish. 7th maybe.
It's not Maverick. Like you act like they got
No,
dogs on their team,
no,
bro.
I'm not acting
Come
like
on,
that.
man.
I'm not acting like
6
that.
in the West is hard. Don't act like it ain't hard. Don't act like it ain't hard.
So he's
if
a
it
top.
was 6 in the East, then I'd be like, all right, cool. He got a 500 record. I see what you're talking about. He's 6 in the West.
I don't argue the East and West thing. So you're giving them 6 in the West and going, oh, he gets a bump because they're 6 in the West.
Because he competes every night for it.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. If they were 3 in the West, I'd give it to him.
Okay, when they get 3 in the West, I'll let you know.
Well, at that point, he will be bona fide top 5, right? He'll be bona fide top 5.
Because the guy you got at 5, you don't really want. Just put him in there right now. Just put him in there right now.
No, I'm not.
Put him in there right now.
He doesn't deserve it. Luka don't deserve that yet. He ain't done nothing outside of be the dog he has been for the regular season. Come on, buddy. Let's see what he's doing. You know how I am. Let's see what this man do in the playoffs.
We're not talking about. We talk about right now.
Right now, he's not a top 5.
Right now.
You're right. He's not a top 5. Not a top 5.
Listen.
Wait. Here's my point. Let me say this.
All right.
He's not a top 5.
Okay.
You introduced your top 5 with, ladies and gentlemen, a curveball.
Curveball for you.
No.
It's a curveball for you.
So what
you don't like anything out of the ordinary. You just stick to the strip. Yeah, I'm putting Harden at number 5 because he's supposed to be there. I don't really like him like that. He don't really do nothing that amazing.
I do like things out of the ordinary. That's not true. Hi, Mama V. That's not. Hey, Mom.
I just put him there.
That's
your whole argument.
No.
You said nothing nice about him.
That's true. However, the fact that you prefaced it with "this is a curveball"
for you. Not for me. Obviously, I put him out there.
You know, you knew.
For you.
You knew why that was for me because you knew it was debatable.
Because as we talk right now, the Rockets are getting done right now.
By the Clippers.
They're getting done.
By the Clippers.
Right now.
And Kawhi at number 4 above James Harden. Thank you.
Oh man. All right. That's a wrap. I have no issues with the LeBron Giannis thing because I felt like I wanted to do it too. But I feel like LeBron being number 1 in the West, that's a hard thing to do. And taking this game to the next level, even though he's not scoring 30 points a game, but I respect 25 and 10 out of a guy that's 17th year and having his team being the number 1 in the West when you got guys like Harden and Russell and Kawhi and all these great stars in the West and they're number 1. I gotta respect that.
Yeah, I feel you there. It's tough for me too. My thing probably was if we're having the same discussion last year, I'm saying LeBron. Because Giannis was still ascending. Mm-hmm. And now Giannis has won that first MVP and he's continued to get better. Mm-hmm. It's like I can't take it away from him right now. Again, we're talking about current state.
I didn't expect that from him. I didn't expect that.
You
surprise me every once in a while.
Yeah, and I didn't expect Luka at 5. So
but he's a beast, bro.
Again, if you listen to us in podcast land on the Purple Podcast app or on SoundCloud.com, or you listen to us on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you listen to us, there's a chat. There's an ability to comment. We want to hear from you. We just gave you our top 5 players in the NBA right now. Okay, we're going to be clear. So that gives you opening to argue as much as you want to. So put your top 5 in the chat. Comment on it. Shoot us a message. We're going to have Dre splice his boy up and put this on Instagram. We'll put the comments out there. We want to hear from the people. We want to hear from our fans. Who are your top 5?
If it was a snake draft.
Different question. Different question alert.
If it was a snake draft.
Entrapment.
And the top 2 players on the board was James Harden and Luka Doncic.
God.
Who are you picking?
Please
Who are you picking, sir? Who are you picking?
To prove what?
Who are you picking?
To prove this?
Who are you picking?
To prove this debate?
Who are you picking?
You don't have to be a jerk right now. So
yeah, but I want to feel you lie out loud. Who are you picking?
We want to thank you guys for joining us tonight on the Academy Sports Show. As always, you can find us on YouTube. Click the bell. Click the subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Academy Sports Show. Make sure you sign up to know when we're posting our show. I'm not about to answer this question. We're here live right now during the off season as we are football coaches every Thursday night for the most part. We got our own home, so we can do what we want to do, really do our thing. But you can catch us usually around 7:30, 8 o'clock. If you listen to us in podcast land, as always, we appreciate it. If you want to go back and hear any of our pods, go on to SoundCloud.com or go to the Apple Podcast app. Look us up, and you'll be able to find us there. Also, if you're interested in advertisement opportunities, hit us up at Academy Sports Show at Gmail. That's Academy Sports Show with 2 S's at gmail.com, and one of us will get back to you because we do appreciate our sponsors here at the Academy Sports Show, right, Dre?
You're a real piece of work.
It was time already. You said short. We gotta get out of here, people.
Yeah, one of our sponsors being Mike Vaughn and Mike Vaughn's Plumbing, both licensed and insured. Vaughn's Plumbing provides top quality services at great prices. Whether it's getting up to cold, waterproof, or daily home services, call the man.
313-304-7786.
VaughnsPlumbing.com gives you the area of the map and the maps and the areas and the maps and the areas of all the areas that they service, as well as the services that they provide.
That's right.
But we suggest you call the man.
313-304-7786.
Because Vaughn's Plumbing is the real MVP.
And don't forget to hit up the folks at Be Well Massage. Be Well Massage Therapy. They have great specials, great offers. If you're just looking for somebody to help you out with some of those aches and pains, you want to hit them up at 313-472-5048. Or you can email them at bewellmassagetherapy@outlook.com, and they will get back to you with some of their packages. But you can find them, call them up, talk to her, 313-472-5048. Let her know that the fellas from the Academy Sports Show sent you, because we here at the Academy Sports Show just want you to be
tell the truth.
Well. No matter what truth I tell, sir, that doesn't mean it goes on my top 5.
Oh, man. See, I know I'll be right. I'll be right.
About what?
In this thing.
Sir, this doesn't validate your
thing.
top
it
5.
Does.
It doesn't.
It does.
It doesn't.
Bro.
It does.
Who you pick?
Wait, listen. It does for you. That's what it does. I can listen. Let me think. Dame Lillard, number 5. I mean, I can pick the number 5.
Yeah, but that
doesn't have to be hard.
That just sullies your opinion to
No,
the
it doesn't.
listeners.
It doesn't.
You're just picking people just to pick the right guy.
That's no, because that's the debate. That's the beauty of the debate.
No, but you're just doing it because
no.
There's no
Listen.
backing behind it.
No.
You're just saying things.
Now hold on. I can think about a 5th person and have a great backing. I can support it. All right. I can support it with information that supports it because it's my opinion. That's the beauty of this. You picked a curveball. Okay.
For you.
Right. But it's for me. The reason you know it's for me and for many of our listeners.
No.
Oh, I can.
Poll. We're going to poll this.
Please.
We're going to poll this.
Is Luka currently
better than James Harden?
No, that's not the question.
Yes.
No, it's not. The question is he currently a top 5 player in the NBA?
LeBron,
you say yes.
Giannis, Kawhi, Harden, Luka.
I say Giannis, LeBron, AD, Kawhi, Harden. Let's leave it at that. All the reasons behind it, you can go back and listen on the show. But that's the poll. You've heard our opinion. You can put up a poll and say who's right, or you can put up a poll and say, give me your top 5, or we can just say, is Luka a top 5 player in the NBA right now? That's the debate.
Right now,
that's the debate, because that's why it's a curveball, right? It's a curveball because you know I'm going to debate that.
I'm gonna put it up, and then if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
But
I know I'm right.
And you can't be wrong because it's your opinion. But we'll see what the majority thinks. You heard it here, people. We need to hear from you. We do. Because when we get off air, we have to deal with each other. Okay? Is Luka a top 5 player right now in the NBA? That's the question on the table. I can plug any person I want into the 5th spot against Luka. Because I don't think he's a top 5 player. Is he a top 10? Yes. Is he a top 5? No.
The purist will side with me.
The purist. Well, purist, if you're out there, Drake needs you. All the purists listening out there in podcast land, in Facebook and YouTube land. You clicked on it today and didn't know you were going to be involved in this situation. You are now in it.
The purist one.
Is Luka a top 5 player in the NBA right now? Put it on the board.
All right, you covered everything.
Everything's covered.
Goodbye.
Hey, man, see y'all next week. Peace.